Hey there fellow YouTubers, this is Steven Lopez of Steel Productions, and welcome to Riffs. I'm not going alone this time, for I have a guest with me today. Please welcome a friend and fellow YouTuber, 51 Napa.
Hello Internet, my name is 51 Napa, and it's good to be here, Stilo.
Glad to have you, Napa. Say, do you know what we're going to be riffing on today?
Yeah, I think I have an idea of what we're riffing today.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean is one of those interesting rides at Disneyland that's had a long history, similar to that of the Haunted Mansion. The ride was originally going to be a walkthrough attraction with wax figures of famous pirates in history. However, the success of It's a Small World's boat ride concept encouraged Imagineers to apply the same concept to pirates. All that remains of the original idea of it being a walkthrough attraction are concept art by Mark Davis, which can be seen as murals on the rides while waiting in line.
It's also interesting to note that this was the last attraction that Walt Disney was actively involved with in designing it. The attraction eventually opened on March 16, 1967, a few months after the death of Uncle Walt himself. Eventually, this attraction went on to be a franchise of its own, most famously known to be a series of film adaptations starring Johnny Depp. Since then, the ride has been modified to include characters from the movies.
So how do we know how good this ride really is?
I don't know, do you have any idea?
Oh, I think there's only one way. Let's find out. The ride first starts off in the swamp because New Orleans. Deal with it. On the left side of your boat is nothing but swamp, but on the right is the Blue Bayou restaurant. Funny thing is that even if you wave your arms and shout, no one really looks at you.
Now, is there some kind of soundproof wall or something in front of them? Because I can't get their attention at all.
It's gotta be some kind of wall of psychic energy.
Anyway, the next thing we see is a talking skull warning us about the dangers of having an adventure where pirates are, "Well, screw you, this is our adventure! We can do what we want!" Then all of a sudden, the ride takes a sudden turn by going down a steep slope.
Say, Napa, what do you suppose the purpose of putting that slope there was?
To troll innocent guests who weren't expecting to get wet on a ride like this?
Yeah, that sounds about right. We're then taken into a cavern where apparently a group of pirates had met their demise in a sword fight. Well, they've certainly met a terrible fate, haven't they? Anyway, now we see more skeletons having a good old time. Oh, please, don't make me play this.
Don't make you do what?
Don't make me play this song.
Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
You see, that's why we shouldn't play this song. It's too spooky for us.
Yeah, I agree with you. Too damn spooky.
The ride then takes us past a violent thunderstorm, where a ship has run aground with its captain, now a skeleton, still at the wheel. Wait, excuse me, what part of run aground does this guy not understand?
We then pass a bar where one pirate never knew when to quit drinking. Even after death, he has found a bottomless bottle of boozy. Now we look at our right, where a long dead captain is studying a map in bed. Then we come across...
Whoa. That pirate.
What is it, Napa?
So much treasure.
There's only one problem.
Wait, what's the problem?
He's dead. He can't even pay off his debts.
Why? Why?
After that, we now see what appears to be a projection of Davy Jones as seen in the film series. Now, most of you should know that Davy Jones was certainly not seen in the ride when it first opened. Davy Jones was mentioned in the original ride audio, but he was never seen.
He was added in the 2005 refurbishment after the success of the Pirates films. Davy tells us the dead man do tell tales, and if you're brave or fool enough to face a pirate's curse to proceed. Every now and then Blackbeard appears in the mist. Now we are what appears to be a pirate ship attacking a Spanish fortress.
Say, Stilo, let's join the fight. Got a gun?
Hang on, I think there's one on the floorboard.
Never mind, let's stay as a bystander.
Now we're in the area where another pirate captain is tormenting the mayor because he either wants to know where the treasure is, or he wants to know where Jack Sparrow is, depending on which version of the ride you prefer. And there's Jack Sparrow himself now, as he's hiding from everyone. Say, Nappa, why do you think Jack Sparrow is hiding?
Well, it's simple.
I think some people are eavesdropping!
Well, how rude of some people!
Now we are taken to the auction scene. Now this is one of those few things in the ride that caused quite some controversy. While the scene where they're actively selling women as brides remains intact in all versions of the ride, there are a few other parts in the scene that has seen quite a few changes.
The scene that follows the auction is the part that's had the most changes. In the original ride, you would see pirates chasing after women, but then they changed that to the other way around because they felt that it wasn't politically correct. Another change they did was the scene that also included a pirate who was holding on to some lingerie while a naked woman's hiding in the barrel.
Sometime in the 90s, they changed it so that the pirate is talking about food instead. And then when the film series came out, they changed his dialogue so that he's talking about Jack Sparrow not being able to find his treasure while Jack Sparrow is hiding in that barrel.
But wait! Other versions of the ride still keep some of these parts intact. The Tokyo Disneyland version still keeps the scene where pirates are chasing women, and the Disneyland Paris version still keeps the pirate holding lingerie intact.
Why do the French get to have the non-PC version of the ride? It's blasphemy, I tell ya!
Calm down. Maybe the French want only pirates. No Hollywood allowed, which means no Jack Sparrow.
Wait a minute. I also just realized that Jack Sparrow is nowhere to be seen on the Disneyland Paris version. He must be hiding real well.
Wherever he's hiding, it must be a good place. Anyway, now we come across a pirate who's trying to give his cat some rum.
Well, they obviously don't want any.
I'll say he's probably too tanked up to even care.
And now we see the most exciting part of this ride. The city being burnt down to the ground by pirates while they sing their trademark song.
As we pass the pirates, we see they've taken some kind of loot, especially the man standing partially in a boat with numerous hats atop his noggin.
Now we go under a bridge where another pirate is drunkenly singing along. Oh jeez, don't fall in this boat or I'll throw ye overboard.
We're not the pirates, Stilo. Or are we?
We now find ourselves in the jail. There are multiple inmates locked up, one of which has served his life sentence.
Meanwhile, the ones that are still alive are trying to entice a dog to give them the keys in its mouth in exchange for a big bone.
Now who's the real dummy here, the dog or the prisoners? They've been doing this for some time now, like what, since 1967? They're still locked up, and the dog ain't moving.
We then travel underneath a partially burned out building. We hear the crackling of the fire and the creaking of wood.
That's a bit ominous.
Run for your life! Wait a minute. We're in a boat.
Battle for your life!
Now we enter a room full of explosive barrels and 3 drunk pirates who are actually firing their pistols at each other and the guests in the boat.
Hey, don't they know they can blow this place up with one badly placed shot?
Oh jeez, quick, let's get out of here before the place blows up, man!
Anyway, we are able to escape the area, and we are carried to the last hit. We then see Captain Jack Sparrow offering a toast to piracy and offering us a share of the loot.
Well, I guess one of those pirates shot a red barrel.
Yep, and they'll never loot or drink again.
We continue up the lift hill and we hear Davy Jones telling us that dead men do tell tales again, and Blackbeard, who appears in the mist along with Davy Jones but not as frequently, tells you to tell the world that you set sail with him.
Really? And how come I never saw a bearded, crazy, stinky man sitting right next to me?
At the top of the hill, the boat slides down into a river and eventually makes a 180 to come back to the loading area, which is where the ride ends.
So how does this ride compare to the other two I ripped on? Well, obviously it does have better show elements. The animatronics are more lively and have more movement than Snow White's scary adventures.
When Pirates opened, it had and still has no linear storyline. We're caught in the middle of a pirate raid in the Caribbean, and we could sit in our boat and watch the swashbucklers plunder a sleepy town. I highly recommend that you climb aboard your boat and set sail.
There are a couple of interesting facts about Pirates of the Caribbean. We already mentioned that the poop pirate can be found in other versions of Disneyland with either a map or panties depending on which park you're in. Another little factoid is that the man who voiced the auctioneer is the same person who voiced the ghost host in the Haunted Mansion, Paul Frees.
There's also a hidden Mickey, the shape of Mickey Mouse's head, on this ride, as do all other Disneyland rides. To find this hidden Mickey, you leave the cavern into the pirate battle against the fortress. Look to your right. Under the dim lighting, 3 cannonballs have caved in the brickwork, forming the hidden Mickey.
Interesting info, Napa. Anyway, this be Stephen Lopez o Stilo Productions preparing to set sail. Thank ye for casting eyes on me review. Arr.
Stilo, you're not a pirate. Hey, wait. Hey, drop that sword!